Sanjay, welcome to episode 4 of the iDoctorUK podcast. And the very first podcast that we've recorded from our new shop down on Chesterfield Road in Sheffield. So, you've been up here, you've been doing some merchandising for us. We put a big order in from Sanjay. Well, I say big, he does bigger orders, but for us it's a big order.
Yeah.
And he's just come up, drove all the way from Essex to come and make it look pretty. We've got cases, we've got cables, we've got magnetic chargers, glass screen protectors, we've got all sorts here. So I'm really grateful for him to come up and do this. Really happy with it.
No problem, pleasure.
I appreciate it. So in terms of Techpoint, we have brushed over, imagine that nobody knows who you are. I know you've been on when we were at TechMax, but let's imagine that nobody knows you. What is Techpoint? Tell us all about it.
So, if we go right back to the origin of everything, so back in 1996, started a market stall on Pelican Lane myself, and then from there got to know Ricky Shaw, who's the MD now. So got to know his father, who was local to where we lived. We started doing some wholesaling together of SIM cards in his dad's shop, above the shop, one room above the shop. Then we started doing market stalls together. You know, we've done that for many, many years. And obviously, Ricky was quite young then. Now, he's a grown man now. We moved to our first warehouse in Ilford, just over 1,000 square feet only. We had about 6, 7 employees. Everything was there. Had your lunch there. Everything was there. Small office, few packing tables, few guys on the computers. We were doing Amazon vendor, we was on Amazon online as well. We were sending loads of parcels every day. Obviously, then that finished. Then we started going back into basics. Started selling to retail stores.
Yeah.
So started with one of our first customers. We had 4 or 5 stores, and obviously we grew from there. Then we moved to our second warehouse in Chadwell Heath. That was 2,500 square feet. Some more people working there. Business really took off in 18 months, like massively years ago. Now we are in Harlow, Essex, as you know. We've moved to a 10,000 square foot warehouse. At any one given time, there's about 16 to 17 people working there now. So we've got marketing department, we've got accounts, obviously Ricky and myself, we've got sales, we've got a huge, wonderful warehouse team downstairs are doing all the pick and packing, restocking, dealing with all the shipments going in and out. So now we're up to over 1,000 retailers in UK alone.
Wow.
And obviously, you may not know, we have a distribution hub obviously after the Brexit issue. We've got a distribution hub in Republic of Ireland now.
Okay, so that ships out to Europe, does it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we're in Republic of Ireland.
Okay.
That's new, it's in its infancy, but that's growing as well.
Nice.
So yeah, all in all, we're just steadily going up.
That's good. So you've got, obviously you distribute a few brands. Exquisite, that's your own brand, is it?
Yeah, that's our own brand we distribute.
So that's owned by Techpoint,
Yes.
Exquisite. And then Devia.
And then Devia is a Chinese brand that we distribute.
So
they have distributors globally.
Yeah.
We are the UK and Ireland distributor
Yeah.
for this brand, so only we have the permission to bring in Devia into the UK.
Yeah.
Wherever you see Devia, it's from us. There's no third party links.
Yeah.
It's not in Southall, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow. We handle the whole brand ourselves, and we sort of pick and choose which retailers we want to have the brand. We try not to have too many retailers in one area selling the same stuff.
Yeah.
That's our USP, I suppose, what we do. We don't just sell it mass market.
Yeah.
Because they'll get into a price war, brand gets devalued,
Yeah.
and it just runs alongside all the other brands that are here in the UK.
Yeah, so you've already got companies like Joy Room, I can't think of any more off the top
Yeah.
of my head, but how does
You've
that
got
sort
Buddy,
yeah.
you've got Monarch,
Yeah,
you know, there's all those, so obviously they do the way they do their business, the way we do ours.
Yeah, and how's yours better?
So it's all UK CE all Ross certified. It's got 1 year warranty. So if any retailer like yourself, you can have an issue with a plug or something with a customer, and trading standards come and see you. We have certification on hand for everything. We can email it over to you, Ollie, give that to trading standards. They're happy, everything's certified. So that's a peace of mind for a retailer like yourself today, as we just done your store.
Yeah.
So that is how that's a USP of that brand.
Yeah.
The
And it's
packages.
good stuff. I've sent stuff back before when, alright, everybody gets faulty parts, everybody gets faulty stock, it happens. I've sent stuff back and it's just been swapped out or credit now straight away, no arguments. So it's good for a retailer like us to to have that peace of mind that when a customer comes in and says,
100%.
look, this isn't good enough,
Yeah.
and I'm confident I can say, all right, sometimes you might find that they've damaged it, but most of the time it might be just something faulty. I know that we can send that back straight to you and we've got no problems exchanging.
No, we'll replace that for you. And
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
the confidence is there in the brand.
It's important.
With many people, and it's easy on the eye. The packaging is neutral, and the main thing for us, it's one uniform brand that does everything.
Yes, that's sort of important for us as well.
Yes.
Looking at that stuff, it's you go into some. We'll not mention any names. You go into some stores and they've got all sorts in there. They've got wall to ceiling, different phone cases, different branded cables, and
different names,
yeah,
just
different names.
mixed messages.
Well, yeah, and it's. I mean, yeah, it's all right if that's what you want to do. But if you want to provide a professional service, we know Sanjay's come down and educated us on the brand, the products, and we know that we can sell them confidently, and we know what we're talking about then.
Yeah, I think it's important for the consumer. They're coming into you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your identity.
Exactly.
Devia, Exquisite, and all the other brands that we deal with. That's your identity for the area.
Yeah.
So people will come back to you.
Yes.
So there's a confidence there in the consumer.
Yeah. What advice would you give to anybody wanting to start up a business of their own? Because you've been about a bit since the 90s, so that must be like going on 30 years.
27 years.
27 years. So you've been about a bit, been around the block a few times. So what would you give to anybody today?
I mean, if you look at your situation,
Mm-hmm.
you was mainly more in a workshop.
Yeah.
You had retail, a little bit of footfall, but you've gone to a retail premises.
Yes.
I think the first thing is look at the area.
Mm-hmm.
Simple things like, is there bus stops outside? Because loads of people will be gathering.
Yeah.
They could window shop, have a look, they'll hop in.
Yeah.
Look at all your neighbours around you. What's around you?
Mm-hmm.
If you've got no shops around you,
Yeah.
there's no point opening a shop there.
Exactly.
Get to know the neighbours. Go and speak to the neighbours first.
Mm-hmm.
You might find a shop that's available for lease or for purchasing. Just go to the neighbours. How is it? What's your footflow like? Is it a seasonal area?
Mm-hmm.
Is it peak during the summer, winter, or how you finding the footflow during the day? Is it peak in the morning after? If it's in the morning, it's really fast. Is there a train station near you? You might want to open up early if somebody wants to come and do a quick repair, buy some necessity items. So get to know the area first. Obviously look at the simple things like your rent and rates, utility bills.
Yeah.
Is it affordable in your budget? But obviously make sure as well, from my point of view and Techpoint, the accessory side of thing, obviously you're paying for square footage in a shop.
Yeah.
My advice is try and kit out your store with as much products as possible, but not making it look like clutter like this.
Yeah.
But this is important. This is square footage you're paying for.
Yeah.
This has to earn money.
Yeah.
And if you look at it, each peg space is important for you to earn money for. That's the way I look at it. So everything's vital for what we're doing. So I think there's that as well. Obviously look at the space you've got. If you're doing lots of repairs like yourself, is there a decent workshop at the back?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be repairing out here? What flooring you're going to do? Are you going to do flat wall? You've done boxed out wooden boxes.
Yeah.
That's pretty good as well because it just boxes everything off what you're doing.
It just separates things. I know we had a small disagreement because I know you like the slat wall because you can fill it up. You can fill it up, which is great.
Yeah.
Which means that you can get more stock on the wall.
Yes.
I'm quite aesthetic focused and I like things to look cool. This, it's not all shiny, brand new stuff, but everything follows a similar theme. We've got this pallet wood wall on the back. Everything's quite rustic. These buildings are old as hell, like these are like old Edwardian Victorian buildings. So it needs to fit in. The area what we're in is quite like, I don't want to say hippie, but I'm going to say hippie.
And I think less is more, isn't it? For you?
Yeah.
And also, going back to your question about the shop, I think the most important thing is your family's got to back you.
Yeah.
Whether it's parents or your wife or husband or whatever, you need that backing, get that support from family, because that's power. You've got a good manpower in the family to help you as well. You must have that good backing. It's not just all about the money. You can have as much money as you want, but you need that backing with people behind you, good people behind you. I think family is key in all this. Because this game, it's such long hours. Are they going to be understanding at home? You're doing 9 to 5, so to speak, working from home or whatever. You're clocked off at a certain time. With a shop, there's a lot more sacrifice. So is a partner willing to accept that? You've got to look at all that consideration. that's the most important thing to consider is your family. Are they willing to go that extra mile and help you? And your social life does get a bit disturbing, all of this. So that's a massive thing to compromise on.
I know that we've had conversations late at night on the phone and stuff. So
you can be on social
I agree.
hours.
You need somebody understanding. It's understanding. That's sort of important.
So apart from all this,
it's
the family side is key.
If
you haven't got that support and you've got that harmony, this is not going to work.
It's going to become difficult, isn't it? 100%.
I always get asked the question, what makes us different from another 100 suppliers out there? Why should I come to you?
So go on, tell us why. Why
have you come to us?
Why? So I can Sanjay because it's easy. Let me. We've just done a little video for Sanjay's team, explaining sort of the process of how we went about and got this. And Sanjay kitted out the last shop, albeit we had 2 of these 4 foot rather than 6 foot, and I've never sold accessories before. I've never owned a shop before, apart from obviously here. And I had no idea what I wanted to sell, no idea what would sell well, what wouldn't sell well. And I went to Sanjay and said, look, here's how much I've got to spend, here's how much space I've got. I trust you to fill these shelves with things what are good. And then he just said, this is what we're putting there, here's how much it's going to cost. And then he sent it in a box. And he's done the same thing here. We've probably got 2.5 times more space here. And he's come with the planograms. He's brought Will up here. He came fast. We did the order last Thursday. It came on Friday. Everything's good, and I can't recommend them enough if you're looking for to keep your shop out with accessories. Maybe you just want to dip your toe and fill one bay with some Debbie stuff. It'll work out in your favour if you're doing that kind of thing. Definitely. So I would 100% recommend.
I mean, obviously going back to what I get asked is,
sorry, I went off.
Why do people come to us? I think there's a lot of word of mouth. You get a lot of people coming to you because, you kitted out so and so shop. I think the main thing is, obviously, the company's distribution side has been around 10-15 years. But myself, I've been around over 27 years in the industry. There's not many people that have been around that length of time, and we've been doing accessories. So accessories is a massive passion for me. It comes across to our customers. I think it's about the whole seamless of what you just described. This can be a headache for a lot of shopkeepers because it's daunting. It could be existing shops that are gone.
If I'm buying something and I'm like, well, should I get this? Should I get that? There's a lot of choice out there to choose from. There's lots of things that we can choose from, and having somebody there who can advise, it's a lot easier.
And that advice is priceless.
And you've got the experience of, you know what does well in a store here, a store there. You know what does well from, whereas I don't know anything when we came into it. So
it can be a bit of a nightmare. So even if existing shopkeepers come to me, look, I've sold thousands before I've lost thousands. What are you going to do for me that I'm not going to lose money? What we will always do, we will always go in low in terms of, let's work to the customer's budget. And I know in the back of my mind, once they get going with us, they will I want to see them naturally grow. They will come to me and go, right, I've sold so much. I'd rather you sell a lot and then go, all the expectations high, we'll buy more stock. If I kit you out with £10,000 worth of stock and it's not selling quickly, I spent 10,000, what's happened there? The psychology of things gets a bit negative. Sanjay, was you just after our money? I'd rather do work to the budget and it will grow from there. The belief's got to be from the customer as well. I can go on all day and say X, Y, and Z. The belief has to come from the customer and the desire to go, yes, Sanjay, that sold really well. Let's do more now. So naturally, the business grows, and before you know it, within a year, they're sold into what we're doing. They won't go anywhere else. I think our product range is increasing all the time within Techpoint distribution. Our marketing's increasing. All our social awareness is increasing. And obviously, this video is going to go out as well. It's going to really help us. I just think this is with our product knowledge and the way we place products. For me, every store is different. We've done so many stores, one store could be small, one could be big, one could be long, one could be that way. It's getting that retail flow right. Apple do it to a T. Why can't we replicate that in all our stores? They make it simple. You should be able to walk in and, You know, left should be here. There should be a flow of, when a customer orders, there should be a flow of what they want to buy. And by the time they get to the end, there you go, Mr. Pickles, there's all the stock I want. £100, customer's happy, you're happy.
Yeah.
So we look at all this thing of how the flow to a store. It's the whole science behind doing accessories.
Yeah.
So the thing, that's where we're different from our competitors. And I think the main thing is meet and greeting customers is dying in our industry.
Yeah.
I want to keep it going because I'm old school. I'd rather go and meet my customer, get to know our customer. If emails are great, we need emails, we've got to have that, you know, but actually picking up a phone and talking to somebody, I think that's priceless.
Definitely.
And all this merchandising we've done.
I know we talked about sort of unique selling points before.
Yeah.
That's something else that you don't really get from
No.
anyone else. No.
No.
I can't think of another supplier in this industry what rings up regularly, or what you were saying earlier about you only get the supplier ringing up when you're not buying from them.
Yeah.
When you're not buying from them regular, and they'll call up and say, oh, what's happened? Why aren't you buying from us or whatever? But with Sanjay, he's always on the phone. Sometimes you have to turn to piss off.
Yeah, but it's easy to call someone when they're on the up.
Mm.
It's when they're down, oh, how you doing? Is everything okay? It's not about, we haven't ordered for a while, they'll just rub you up the wrong way. Everything okay? What's happened? Is it, we've had a bit of a dip, oh, this happened, that happened. Okay, let's rectify that.
Yeah.
And that comes across better than me coming on the phone and going, you haven't ordered for 10 months, what's happened?
Yeah.
Loads of people do that. That's not the way to do things.
No, I like that.
And I think us coming out and merchandising, there may be side, I don't know, but whoever comes out and merchandising, this is very old school. Years ago, you'd have a brand come to you like Toshiba or somebody, they'll come and demo their machine, they'll put the stock out and go. That was in the 80s and 90s. No one does it anymore. But at Techpoint, we are going to continue that. We will continue to do that all the time.
And I appreciate you coming.
No, brilliant.
Now, there's roadworks going off today, so we're going to cut it short because I can see the guys over there that keep looking over through the window to see if we've done recording, and they've been really accommodating for us. But they want to get the jackhammer in the road, so we're going to cut it short there. So thanks for coming up and doing all this. Thanks for sitting down and having 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes.
We're going to talking.
Yeah, it's been
Great
great.
to see you, Ollie.
That wraps up the podcast for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next year.
Thank you.
Sweet.